Welcome into today's Reiki by request. We'll be getting started with the live stream in just a few moments. Please do come in, say hello, make yourself comfortable, and we'll be getting started in just a few moments. Hello, welcome. If you're just joining, welcome in. Today's Reiki by request will be starting in just a few moments. Please come in and say hello. Let me know how you're doing today. Let me know how everything sounds. So I'm just getting set up here. Lauren, thank you for the crystal dreams. Appreciate that. So good to be here with you today. Good morning. So good to see you. Thank you for getting your heart me's as you arrive. Let's see, I'm just getting started, getting things set up. Interesting. Lauren, thank you for the hand heart. Thank you so much, my friend. Thanks, Em. All right, I think I've got everything situated here. Let's see. There we go. Thank you for sharing the live. Be getting started in just a few minutes. Please do come in and relax. Saying hello in the chat as you arrive. Letting me know how you're doing today. Good morning, Kay. Happy Tuesday. Amir, and hello, my friend. So good to see you. Thank you for getting your heart me's as you arrive today. If you're just joining, please stick around. We will be starting today's Reiki by request in just a few moments. Let me see here. I'm just getting situated, making a couple last minute notes here. I've been running things a little bit differently, trying out some new things here on the live stream. Let's see. And all right, I've got some fun things in store for us today. Some interesting things to try. We'll see how it goes. Just bear with me as we go through our session for today. Please come in, make yourself comfortable, be getting started. I think I'm just about ready, maybe another minute or so. Thanks for getting your heart me's. Hello, Tina. How are you doing today? I myself am doing pretty well. I went yesterday and I got a massage, which for those of you who have had a professional massage for stress relief, hello Ash, just so amazing, and I wish that I could get them more often. It's just really lovely, and the practitioner that I go to, she is also a Reiki master. And so the massage is infused with the flow of Reiki energy. And really just, whew, when I came back from that massage yesterday, my husband told me how he was like, "You are really pale. Like, you need to sit down." So I spent the rest of the time really just relaxing and letting that energy move through. Hello, Trey. Hello, Megan. Good to see you. And it was intense, but in a wonderful way. Yes, I did yak. I am a big fan of survival style reality shows. I was watching Life Below Zero yesterday, but I really love to watch any show, especially like out in the wilderness or the wild. Something is so inspiring and relaxing for me in that genre. And every chance that I can get, I'm looking for shows like that, and I just begin imagining what it would be like to live that way. Yes, I like Alone too. The competition survival shows are pretty amazing. All right, my friends, I am ready to begin today's Reiki by request session. I'd like to begin just by explaining the session and introducing myself. And then we'll get started. Hello, Alfie. Thank you for getting your heartbeat. Let me know in the chat how the voice sounds and how the volume of the music sounds. I think it sounds pretty good from my headphones, but I've been having some troubles lately with volume in my live stream, so please let me know. Thank you, Nat. Wonderful. Welcome, Jordan. Let's begin. During the next hour or two, we gather together in this nurturing and supportive community to open to receive Reiki energy healing. Reiki is life force energy. And in order to receive Reiki healing, one need only be willing and open to receive it. That sounds pretty simple, but in reality, I think many of us know that opening is not as easy as it sounds. So many things or experiences in the world seem to encourage us to close. It's not easy to trust and open. And so during this session, I pair Reiki healing with some elements of ASMR to help us begin to relax so that we can trust and open. And there's no rush. The ASMR elements that I use are this soft-spoken voice with tender and encouraging language to help you feel loved and to help you feel safe. I also pair Reiki with these slow and intuitive hand movements, also to assist you in relaxing. Good. My name is Jen. I am a certified Reiki Master Teacher. During this session, I will open the requests for today. I am running requests a little bit differently, trying some new things recently. So bear with me as we move through this session and let me know what you're liking and what you're not liking. For today's session, you can visit my picture at any time during the live stream to gain access to all of my, I have to be careful with wording here on TikTok, so it's fun to think about how I can subvert and avoid some of the flagging that happens on the platform. But during the session, you can click on my picture anytime to receive more insights on how to engage. If you would like to make a request of your own during the session, yes, I do. Also, for today's session, I'm going to put up viewer requests. What are they called? Viewer wishes. And you'll see those pop up in just a moment. And the viewer wishes for today are, let me find, where are they? I found them. Let me get them up. Code words would be good, Ash. I have to think about what they are. You should see them now in a horizontal line there across the top of your page. And during the live stream, hello J-Rod, hello King, hello Debbie. Across the top of your screen here. And these are 30-second quick experiences, like micro experiences that I'm offering. Lauren, getting us started already. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Lauren with an aura sweep. Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to put in the chat right now what that is. These are some new terms that you might not be familiar with yet, so give me a moment to put some of these in the chat. Let me see. There it is. Our first request is for an aura sweep, and that's going to be a very quick aura cleanse. Each of these little micro sessions are about 30 seconds long. And if you would like something that is more usual for our stream, let me put that in the chat and I'll put reminders throughout the session. I'll put one in now. There we go. Let me pin that. Perfect. You can go through my usual longer and greater let's see, my usual longer and greater experiences during the live stream by following the instructions in the pinned comment. All right. It's always interesting. All right, I think I'm ready to get started. One word before we begin. Keeping in mind that no matter what the request is, during the session. Reiki is for everyone. It doesn't just flow to the person, and it doesn't function based on theme or intention. Reiki is open and available to anyone who is open and willing to receive it. So during the session, we work to relax and open so that we can receive and share. All right, let's get started. We do have a request to help us begin from Lauren. Lauren with an aura sweep. Give me just a moment to get that ready. I'm going to grab my selenite and we'll get started. All right. Aura sweep for Lauren. As we move this clean and cool selenite through the auric landscape. Thank you for getting your heart meets as you come in. A gentle pass of light illuminating your whole field. Good. Passing this selenite through as it cleanses and clears. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for your request, Lauren. As we arrive in this space now together, allowing whatever energy we carry to settle. Inviting whatever is there today, whether it's light and airy, whether it's feeling quite neutral or apathetic, whether the energy is feeling heavy and challenging. Ash, thank you so much for you making your request for a crystal healing. Let me know in the chat, Ash, if you have something particular in mind, or if you are open to something intuitive today. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see some of these tools working. If you yourself would like to make a request for my usual offerings, let me put something in the chat for you here to direct you where you can go. Ash is open to something intuitive. Perfect. I hope you are appreciating my interesting language to try to avoid being flagged. We'll see how it goes. It's always a fun time. Good. Allowing any energy that you're carrying with you in this moment just to arrive. Nothing to do with it. Nothing to change or fix. Just allowing it to be acknowledged and seen. Good. Let's get to our next request for this session from Ash, looking for an intuitive crystal Reiki healing. Let me sit with that request for a moment and we'll get started. All right, Ash, that came in loud and clear for me. That the crystal that I'd like to work with for you today is Celestite. So let me go ahead and grab that crystal and we'll get started. That's amazing. Yes, if you would also like to make a request of your own for one of my greater experiences here, let me just put in the chat here some instructions. So many little things to take care of here. Right there in my picture in the upper left-hand corner of your screen can lead you on the journey that you are seeking. All right, the crystal that came to mind for me is Celestite. As we allow space now for this crystalline energy as it approaches the energy bodies, allowing it just to be seen. Hello. Hello, Calvin. Hello, Debbie. Thank you for getting your heart me. Celestite is an energy of the crown chakra space. Also good for helping us to engage the soul star chakra, a light and airy energy. Let's begin by directing the breath. Hello, Britta. Through the upper crest of the cranium and into that small space right above the mind. As we inhale deeply through the nose and exhale through the nose, Robin. Thank you so much. Perfect. I see you're looking for an affirmation. I've got you written down. Thank you so much. As we continue to deepen the breath, allowing the breath to bring us into this present moment, in this present body. I invite you now to direct your inhalation to spread the breath across the top of the mind, just like frosting a cake. You can see that cool and refreshing breath beginning to cover the top of the mind space. And as you exhale, imagining that frosting-like energy elevating as it nudges upward into that small space above the mind. That's it. Inhaling as we drench the top of the mind in breath. Exhaling as we allow that energy to rise. That's it. Breath by breath now. Slowly filling that space of what we call the spiritual energy body. The articulation of ourselves in the highest realm, that celestial space of guidance and support. Good. Continuing to breathe just like that. As we allow the energy to settle, settling and rising like mist in its upward trajectory. A space of abundant support, of clear guidance. Good. As it encourages you to move up and out of the mind, up and away from overthinking, up and out of the spiral of repetitive thoughts, elevating up above the mind space into a wide landscape, free and unclouded. Good. Spending a few moments in that spiritual landscape, however you like to think of it. Celestial, higher, guiding, light-filled. Hello, Kim. perfect, Ash. This is perfect for your needs. That's it. Rising up and out of the mind space. Letting the thoughts run free. Hello, Shai. How are you, my friend? So good to see you. And that's it. Perfect. Ash, thank you so much for your request for a crystal Reiki session. I loved that. So helpful. We put up here also, if you are just joining and you would like to make a request of your own, you can, of course, explore some of the micro offerings for today by checking out these pinned options. You can also navigate to my picture by clicking it in the left-hand corner, and that will guide you toward additional experiences that are also more economical than you might find here. All right. Coming up next, we have a request for Robin for an affirmation. Affirmations are quick, intuitive insights that I receive, that I translate into a positive, uplifting, or supportive quick phrase or set of phrases paired with Reiki to support you on your healing journey. Give me just a moment to sit with that. Hello, Kiss. Thank you so much for getting your heart me as you come in. Thank you for the rosas. All right, so if you've watched my live streams before, you may know that I tend to work with intuition a lot, and it's oftentimes like a visual that comes to mind for me. I'm not psychic or anything like that, just working with intuition. And it's so funny because I oftentimes second guess myself, especially when I'm not sure what something might mean. And I got this visual of like primetime football. I'm not a football, I don't really watch sports unless they're live. I love watching live sports, but I tend not to watch them on television. So I haven't watched a football game in, I want to say like 15 years, maybe even more. But this vision of like this primetime football game came to mind, and this phrase primetime kept coming in, primetime. So we're going to work with that and see where it takes us with this affirmation. Something that I have been working toward for quite some time is finally ready to come to completion and fruition. I am ready to move into that space. The time has come for me to embrace the completion of what I have worked so hard for. And I have to add this too, because it was part of the wording that came with it. It's prime time, baby. That's what just kept coming into my mind. The timing is right. The time has arrived, and I am ready to embrace that. Good. Thank you so much for your request for an affirmation. Sarah, thank you for sending your very first gift. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. We don't have any other requests coming up next, so let me take a moment just to explain some of the little micro offerings for today listed at the top of your screen. Perfect light drop today is dropping a spark of energy into the energy bodies, just like a piece of starlight, to energize and uplift the energy. Hey Robin, you're welcome. Try to explain these in simple and quick ways. I'll go one by one here. Let's see. Energy plucking is some encouragement for helping you to release any stagnant or stuck, heavy feeling or negative feeling energy. Thanks so for using the emojis in the chat. I'd love to see that. If you're part of our team, you can use some of the evening springtime emojis in the chat. Hello, Camille. Thanks for getting your heart me. So good to see you, my friend. Hello, B. Welcome in. All right. Thanks, Kim. All right, next in line here is the Chakra Pulse. And that is a swift chakra energy alignment, moving from the Earth Star chakra, following all the way up toward the Soul Star. A quick and easy energy alignment of those energy centers. I'm also offering something that I've never done before today as part of the micro offerings. Let me explain here. The card insight is a draw from one of my 8 oracle decks. And it's not tarot, but it is oracle, and I will choose the deck intuitively. Yes, so I'm very excited about that as well, if you're open to that. Those are the micro offerings for today. And if you're interested to explore my usual offerings, Ash, yay! Let's see, a card for Ash. Thank you so much. I'll be the first one. I'm excited. Amirin, thank you so much for the hand heart. All right. So I am running things a little differently recently. Let me know what you think. you'd like to make a request for one of my usual offerings, such as affirmation, Reiki visualization, crystal Reiki healing or energy cleanse, and more, take a visit to my picture in the upper left corner, and that will lead you where you want to go. Coming up next, we have a request for Ash for a card reading, and then Papa. Thank you so much, Papa, also for a card reading. That's so much fun. Let me show you. I'd like to move the camera to show you my cards, my decks. I have 8 of them that I'm going to choose from. I just want to move the camera so I can show you. Hang on. Let's see. I don't know if you can see them here. I've got quite a few choices there. It's so exciting to use them and tap into some of that energy. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started first with Ash. Let me sit for a minute and see which deck comes to mind. And then we'll see the card that emerges. Hello, Pause. Hello, Sarah. Thanks for getting your heart me's. It's exciting. I love that. So the deck that came to mind, Angela. Hello, it's me. Thank you for getting your heart me's as you come in. The deck that came to mind is this one. It's a little beat up from a cat that I used to have. This is Caroline Mrs. deck of archetypes. If you've ever read any of Caroline Mrs. books, they are worthwhile, especially if you're struggling with any kind of confusing or boggy health issues. At least that's what I myself have used it for. Some of her books are very insightful, giving us some new perspectives on things. And I'll show you, I am not a master card shuffler. I kind of do the saw method here when it comes to shuffling the deck. Give me just a moment here to move through the deck and shuffle it, and we'll get started and see what comes up. I think you're going to really like this one, Ash. The card that I pulled for you is the Goddess card. And the way that this deck is set up is it's broken into 2 different aspects of the archetype. And an archetype is like a thematic, symbolic articulation of some aspect of yourself that wants to come forward. And it has two pieces, the light attribute and also the shadow attribute. So this is the Goddess card. I'm just going to use it for guidance for this Reiki. Good. Sarah, thank you for making a request for a card as well. Got you down. With the Goddess card, hello Jen. It really emphasizes standing in the power of the feminine energy. And that is not connected to gender or sex, but rather to an archetypal energy. An energy of nourishment and wisdom And of course, Ash, with you always a connection to nature and the natural world. Drawing strength from that connection. Coming back to the lessons you have already learned. And looking around you in the natural world. It's something that you can do even in this very moment. Paying attention even to the room that you're in. Good. And allowing yourself to be there now. Good. The Goddess card is also about celebrating yourself in your embodiment as we arrive in the physical body. Good. I feel like I could go on for like 20 more minutes. I'm trying to keep these really short, but it's hard. Thank you so much for your request, Ash. Maybe I'll do a longer one. It's hard to keep these kinds of things short and to the point. Sarah, I actually want to use the same deck for yours, but I'm going to put it aside for the next one, which is for Papa. Let me sit for a moment and see what comes to mind for a deck for you, Papa, and we'll get started. So I don't know why I took time to sit with it because I already knew which one was going to be suitable here. Kate, thank you so much for your request for an affirmation. I've got you down after Sarah's card. Thank you so much. I wanted to use this deck as soon as I saw you made a request. This is my Shamanic Healing Oracle deck. It's exciting. You just never know what's going to come up. Let me take a moment here to shuffle and to see what comes to mind. All right. The card that I just pulled is a card called Past, Present, and Future. You can see that it has 3 birds that ascend up from the ground toward the sky. This is a message of synthesis. As you strive to make sense of where you've been on your journey, where you are on your path, and where you're going. This energy supports you in looking both forward and behind, encouraging you to see a story coming together. scenes and people and places, and taking a moment to appreciate the way that they fall into alignment, seeing the whole picture as a story being told, and feeling appreciation for a story that is yours and yours alone. Thank you. Thank you, B, for the hand art. I think sometimes in our own stories of our lives, we can get caught up in some of that minutia. And this energy encourages you to expand into seeing the bigger picture, the masterpiece. I love that so much. Thank you so much for your request, Papa. I hope that resonates with you. Such a good one. Let me put those cards away. Hold on. Christina, thank you for making a request also for cards. Cards seem really popular. This is the first time. Oh, did I miss something? You did. Oh, let me scroll back. Hold on. Oh, perfect. I see it now, Kate. Let me see. Chakra and affirmation. Got you. Let me see. Affirmation and Chakra Pulse. Got it. Thank you. I don't know why it didn't show up that way, but thank you for letting me know. Yay, I'm glad you guys are liking the cards. Let me know in the chat what you think about this card offering. I hope you like it. Coming up next, we have another card request for our friend Sarah. Hello, Rosa. Thanks for getting your heart. Me and FX, welcome. Sarah, I also wanted to use the archetype deck for yours. It came to mind right away. This is the archetype cards by Carolyn Miss. Hello, Kelly. Let me just cleanse the deck, shuffle it, be with it, and see what comes to mind. Grand Rising. Got this one. This archetype card marks a visionary. So let's use that to guide our Reiki. The visionary is someone who sees beyond the here and now. Someone with a creative bend to how they move through the world. It's like a candle inside the heart space. The visionary is guided by the light of that space. The visionary has a different way of moving and thinking. And so this card invites you to embrace your unique way. Wow, Nancy, thank you so much for your first gift. I appreciate it. In this card, I'm just looking at the wording of the light attributes. This card reads that the visionary has the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. I just wanted to read those words. They seem so beautiful and pertinent to this archetype. A gift of vision and insight. And don't be afraid of being a visionary in a world where there is obfuscation. Do you know that word? I remember learning that word in college and clinging to it because I thought it was so weird and beautiful. But in a world full of obfuscation, hey Saffron, hello Lolly, being able to see clearly is a wonderful gift. Embracing that gift in your life. Hello Liz. Thank you for getting your heart me, and I loved that. Sarah, thank you so much for that journey. The visionary's journey. Perfect. Let me just put that deck away. And if you're just joining, I'm trying out a couple new things today. I have some micro experiences here. And then also, if you visit my picture in the upper left corner, you'll see some more opportunities. I'm trying to avoid certain words, so let me see. Let me just put something in the chat here. Welcome in. Rosa, thank you so much. Thank you for your request for an aura cleanse, an aura sweep. Coming up next, we have 2 requests for Kate. The first is for an affirmation, and the second is for Chakra Pulse. Let me put in the chat here what the aura with the affirmation is. You can find the invitation for affirmations by clicking on right there. All right, let me sit for a moment with the request for an affirmation and we'll get started. All right, so I had something come to mind right away, actually, when I was drinking my water, and I wasn't quite sure what it meant, so I sat with it for a moment. It was a word that came to mind, and the word is highlight. And so I want to use that concept to guide this affirmation. Thanks, Saffron. I know what is most important in my life right now. And although certain situations, or perhaps certain people, might attempt to draw my attention away from that importantness, I understand that I can highlight what is most meaningful for me. And I'll just say, when I see this concept of highlighting, it's almost like taking a highlighter and smudging it right across what is most important, like underlining it with emphasis for you yourself to recognize and acknowledge and be reminded of, and also for others to see and acknowledge. I am unafraid to highlight what matters and to let that guide me. Perfect. Thank you so much, Kate, for your request for an affirmation. Kim, I've got you for some energy plucking. Thank you so much. Just a reminder, these are little micro experiences that you can request during the stream. Hello, George. Thanks for getting your heart me. If you're looking for my traditional offerings, please navigate to my picture. That will take you to my usual offerings of affirmations, Reiki visualization, Reiki crystal healing, and full spectrum energy cleanse. Coming up next, we have a request for Kate for Chakra Pulse. Chakra Pulse is a quick toe to head, crown to earth energy balancing for the energy centers in the body. I'd like to use Super 7 crystal, which, if you are interested in a total cleanse of chakras, I highly recommend engaging Super 7. It's one of the most powerful crystals that I know for a full spectrum dance with the chakras. Perfect for Kate. So we begin with the Earth Star Chakra, sending energy down into that planetary vibration, inviting it to rise and spin through the root chakra, spinning easily and clearly, ascending into the sacral space, rising toward the solar plexus, moving into the heart space, good. Watching as that energy rises into the throat, filling the mind space, the third eye, and the crown, and peeking up into the soul star chakra. Clearing and cleansing each energy center. As energy moves upward and downward, the system spinning freely. Thank you so much, Kate, for both of your requests. I really appreciate it. If you're just joining, welcome in. I am trying a new format today for my Reiki by requests. And I encourage you, if you'd like to make a request, please do anytime during the live stream. I have some micro offerings today, which are about 30 seconds to a minute. My more in-depth ones you can find by journeying to my picture in the left-hand corner. You can find guidance there for how to proceed. Just a reminder that all requests are applicable to everyone, as Reiki is a free-flowing energy healing. Oh, Lex. Yes, I have an ASMR account as well. I don't know if you know that. And I was thinking about reading books on that channel. Let me put that in the chat. If you're interested in ASMR, please do check that out. Oh, good. Yeah, we could do that there. All right. Coming up next, we have a request for an aura cleanse for Rosa, followed by energy plucking for Kim. Oh, good. All right, Rosa, energy cleanse. Thanks, Barb. As we cleanse and clear any gathered energy, moving the selenite through the auric space as it collects and gathers any shards of energy that are ready to move and change. Releasing as the selenite brings a cooling, silvery light. Lisbeth, thank you. Through the aura and deeper within. Good. Lisbeth, I got it. Thank you so much for your request for an affirmation. Coming up next, we have a request for Kim. This was selenite, and it has some etchings right there upon this specimen of sacred geometry. Kim with energy plucking is next, followed by Lisbeth with an affirmation. Thank you for your request today. Appreciate it. Did I, Christina? I don't have you written down. Let me go ahead and scroll back and see what I missed here. My apologies. Oh, there you are. Fireworks. Got you. I'm so sorry. I must have missed you there, Christina, but I've got you now. And we will do you next. I wonder how that happened. Thank you so much for letting me know. I'm sorry that you had to wait. I got you. All right, coming up next is Christina, who I skipped over. And please do let me know in the chat if I skip over you. I do have my notes here of people who are in line, but sometimes something gets lost in the shuffle, so please do vocalize. Perfect cat. All right, let's get to that one next. And then we'll do Kim, Liz, and then Lisbeth. All right, Christina, let me sit and see which card deck comes to mind, and we'll get started. You know, it just occurred to me, Lisbeth, that you did not request an affirmation. Let me just look at this app, sometimes it's misleading for me. My apologies. This is still quite new for me, so please let me know if I get something wrong here. Not quite sure why it's not telling me what it is. Oh, there it is. Energy plucking. Lisbeth, my apologies. I've got you now for energy plucking instead of affirmation. All right, let me sit now with this request for Christina. All right, this is an energy deck that I haven't used in quite some time. It's one of my oldest ones. This is a Power Thought card deck from Louise Hay. And if you have never read a book by the late Louise Hay, I highly recommend. There's one book in particular of hers, and I can't remember what it's called. But it'll come to me. It's amazing. Let me sit for a minute, shuffle this deck, cleanse the deck, and we'll see which card pops up. Yes, that is what it's called. You Can Heal Your Life. That's the book I was talking about. Yeah. I encountered that book at a time in my life where it was really helpful, and it's very inspiring. I know the text is reading backwards on your screen here, but this is the card that I chose for you. And it says, I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. So let's use that mantra to guide the Reiki. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do, because what I do is guided by the heart's light. Sometimes I do things that others expect or that I need to do to get through a day and survive. But I also fill my time with wondrous and magical things that remind me that I am more than just what I need to do to survive. I fill my life with moments of wonder. I fill my life with moments of love and gratitude. Good. I am deeply fulfilled by the things that I choose to spend my time doing. Thank you so much for your request, Christina, and thank you for hanging in there and speaking up that I forgot to write you down. I hope that card resonates with you today. Coming up next, we have energy plucking for Kim, followed by energy plucking for Lisbeth. All right. Whew. Hard to keep it straight. Hold on. if you would like to make a request of your own, please do travel right over here and you can find some direction for how to request my usual offerings. Coming up next, some energy plucking for Kim. As we begin to encourage any accumulated or stagnant energy to move and change, nudging any energy from the auric space or from the energy bodies to shift, to soften, letting go of what no longer serves your vision of who you want to be in this moment. Good. Thank you so much for your request, Kim. Let's continue with the energy plugging now for Lisbeth. Using that precision to begin to encourage that unwanted, stagnant, heavy feeling or negative feeling energy. Just plucking it. Encouraging it to soften, softening and letting go. There's no need to hang on to anything that's hurting you. Releasing. Releasing. Thank you so much for your request, Lisbeth. Appreciate it. All right, that is it for our requests so far today. Thank you so much to everyone who's requested. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the micro offerings today or any of my usual offerings. My usual offerings include Reiki affirmations, Reiki visualization, crystal healing, and energy cleanse. You can check those out or explore those by navigating to my picture. Perfect. So I'm embarrassed to say that I never watched the show of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I did love the movie from the 80s, the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I rented the movie, the VHS, from the video store more times than I can count. And just recently, I made my husband and daughter watch that original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. And I have to say, it was just as good in 2026 as I thought it was in the late 80s or early 90s. I can't quite remember. It might have been early 90s. Christy Swanson. Yes. And, oh, thank you, Alexandra. Got it. Thank you very much for your request for a crystal healing. We will get right to that, my friend. Thank you. Go ahead and put a black heart in the chat if you also saw and enjoyed the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. Put a black heart in the chat. I'm just curious to know. It was one of my favorites. And I actually had the cassette tape of the soundtrack. In the beginning, cheerleader ensemble were like, dance till you can't dance till you can't dance no more. I still remember it, you guys. I loved it so much. Literally, it was a notable moment in my childhood. All right, Alexandra, let me sit for a moment with your request and we'll get started. All right, Alexandra, a clear crystal came through. I want to use moonstone for your healing. Let me find it and we'll get started. Hello, Sia. Doing well. All right, it took me a moment to find that. This is my specimen of moonstone. And the moonstone in this palm stone is a little bit hard to see. I'm trying to get the light to shine on it just right so that you can see it in this specimen. Let's see, I don't know if the light is bright enough. Let's try the other side. Usually the light needs to catch the moonstone in here just right. Let me try for another couple seconds here. I really want to find it because it's so pretty. Hey, Busy. Good to see you. If I get the natural light in there. It's usually not this hard to find. Do you see it? It looks like an iridescent. Oh, there it is. rainbow type of color. Do you see it right there? It is throughout the specimen, but it is hard to find without the bright light. Do you see it right there? There it is. Oh, you can see some of it over here too. The light needs to hit it just right, and it's not quite right today, but anyway. Thanks for bearing with me. This is my specimen of moonstone. Moonstone is an energy of the tides. If you can imagine oceanic waves that move toward the shore, frothy, watery, and rhythmic, and then pull away from the shore, moving back and forth. Moonstone is an energy of the tides with its ebb and flow, its movement there and back again. Moonstone is an energy of hormonal balance, a connection between the physical body and the pull of the moon. You know how they say that the moon guides the menses. The moon guides the tides. The pull of the moon brings movement and change. Moonstone relates to that symbolism of the moon and its relationship to water. Exactly, Papa. Moonstone is a wonderful energy to engage for accessing what's considered to be that feminine energy. And energy is not about gender or sex, but rather about archetype and symbolism. Rather than helping to stabilize hormones or mood, feeling or sensation, Moonstone invites you to rejoice in the fluctuation. Can you imagine that? It invites you to the dance of change, where instead of trying to control every little piece, you throw up your hands over your head and let them wave like an ocean tide, surrendering to the joyous glory of letting go, to allowing that ebb and flow, that tug and release of a tide guided by the moon. Good. This energy invites a sense of balance directly in the center of chaos. Doesn't that sound strange? Could you imagine that? Finding peace and serenity and equilibrium right in the middle of the tidal wave. That is the essence of Moonstone. Allowing that crystalline symbolism to court you. Thank you so much for your request, Alexandra. I myself always love when oceanic imagery comes to mind. Something so calming. I myself am a Pisces, a sidereal Pisces. That could be why. Perfect, Lex. Clo, my mother actually speaks this way in certain moments as well. Perfect. All right, my friends. We currently do not have any more requests that have come in. Let me put out another plug for if you would like to make a request. There's no pressure to do so. I have my little micro experiences there. And if you'd like something more complete, please do go ahead and navigate to the picture of me in the left-hand corner of your screen. That will direct you to my full experiences. Meanwhile, I think I'd like to put up a poll for us to vote in and see if we can do a community experience next. Let's see. Let's do a smoke cleanse next. And you'll notice now that there is a blue check mark in the upper left-hand corner, excuse me, of your screen. And if you click on the blue check mark, you should see the poll. If you'd like to vote in our poll for a smoke cleanse, option A is mugwort and lavender, which is one of my favorites. Option B is rose incense. C is Palo Santo. And D is green tea. Let me tell you a little bit about each. Option A is for that inner magic. Hello, Char Char. Thanks for getting your heart me. Nurturing that daydream energy, bringing you into a sensation of calmness. Little Vet, thank you for the hand heart. Let me move this down here. There we go. Option B, rose incense, brings that romantic, heart-centered vibration, opening the heart space, bringing feelings of connection. Palo Santo is a whole body cleanse, really focused on weaving a web that carries away any of that heavy feeling energy. And the final option, green tea, is uplifting, energizing, almost like sipping some matcha latte. It brings that sensation of rising the energy upward, invigorating. If you'd like to vote in the poll, go ahead and click on the blue check mark. You should see it in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. We have about 30 seconds left in the vote. Hey G-Man, good to see you. Welcome in. Right now, rose incense is in the lead and Palo Santo just pulled forward. Make sure you get your vote in for our smoke cleanse. I'm interested to see. It's actually very close. Palo Santo is in the lead, just tied. Okay, it's in the lead again. Wow. A lot of people voted. Almost 80 voters. That's amazing. Thank you so much for voting. Palo Santo pulled ahead at the last minute with 26 votes. Coming up next, let's do a Palo Santo smoke cleanse. If you're just joining, say hello in the chat. Let me know how you're doing today. Give me just a moment to get ready for our smoke cleanse with Palo Santo, and we'll get started. Hello, Miss Feinberg. Thanks for all your support in the live streams. Welcome in. All right. Yeah, let's get started. So, Siegfried, let me answer your question as we go. Thank you for getting your heart me's as you arrive. All right. Smoke cleansing of all kinds is very good because it brings a lightness to whatever energy is working its way through you, helping to clarify and helping to cleanse energy. And by cleansing, I mean helping it move, helping it change, assisting energy that's ready to leave, and supporting energy that would like to court you. Energy is always moving and changing. I would say that's the nature of energy. This is Palo Santo. I'm just going to let it burn for a moment. Palo Santo is a very traditional and full spectrum cleanse. Especially good for carrying away on these wisps of smoke, feeling the energy begin to lighten as it moves through first the auric landscape, that cocoon of energy surrounding you, a way station where energy comes and goes, inviting this Palo Santo to pick up any energetic hitchhikers from the aura. And inviting this light and refreshing cleanse to move deeper into the layers of energy, the physical energy body, the emotional energy body, the intellectual energy body, the spiritual energy body. Good. As this energy courts you, allowing it to jostle any stuck or heavy feeling energy. I'm going to let this Palo Santo continue to burn off to the side. We'll just begin to fluff some of that energy through. Helping it to circulate, supporting its movement. Just like a soft zephyr moving energetically through the body. Chelsea, hello. Thanks, Sarah. Chelsea, thanks for getting your heart me. How are you, my friend? Good. Sometimes when I use this shamanic feather tool to fluff energy into the aura, I really feel that movement, encouraging release and letting go. That's so good, Chelsea. I'm doing really well too. It's actually very warm here today in Massachusetts. We have an almost 70-degree day today. Good. So it's very warm, but the problem is that we have about, I don't know, close to 4 feet of snow, I'd say, piled up here. And it's creating a little bit of flooding. And also really dangerous icy situations on these dirt roads at night when all of the water refreezes. So it's an interesting time. Spring is always an interesting time in the country. That's wonderful, Mercedes. We have not seen any grass poking up yet, but we can see the roads finally. Perfect. All right, my friends, let me make one more reminder. If you would like to make a request for today's session, let's see. I am doing things a little differently lately. If you'd like to make a request for a Reiki healing, you can go ahead and move to the upper part of your screen. You can click on my picture, and that will take you to where you can make a request for a Reiki affirmation, a Reiki guided visualization, a Reiki crystal healing, or a full spectrum cleanse. You liked it, Rose. I love that too. So calming. Also, I am offering little micro sessions here. If you're interested in something quick, perfect. Well, let's do, since no other requests are coming through, let's do one more vote, if that sounds okay with you. And that will be our last experience of this session. Let me go ahead and see here what we want to vote on. Let's have a look-see. Oh yes, this is fun. Let's choose a crystal based on color. How does that sound? All right, I have just started the poll, my friends. You can vote in the poll by clicking on the blue check mark in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. And I have quite a few options here. Option A is purple, a purple crystal. Option B is a red crystal. C is blue. D is green. E is brown, which is the only one without any votes. Brown has some great crystals, my friends. Don't be afraid of the brown crystals. F is clear or white. G is black. And H is orange or yellow. Go ahead and get in your vote now. Amirin, your vote is for purple? Okay, I've got you. Right now, purple is in the lead by a lot. I wonder if everyone is thinking about amethyst when they think of a purple crystal. Purple for you too, Kim. Purple, also saffron. I love brown crystals. Brown crystals now has 7 votes. Now the least voted upon crystal is clear or white. Thanks, Chelsea, for voting for brown. Poor brown. Megan, voting for purple. You'd like to vote for a green? I do have some jade. Make sure you get your vote in by clicking on the blue check mark. You've never seen a red crystal kiss. Oh my goodness, there are so many of them. I think the one I would use today is probably red jasper. I have to find it. It's so beautiful. Rose, you also haven't seen a red crystal. Wow. I suppose maybe there aren't many. I wish that I had a ruby. That would be amazing to use. Lee, your favorite is moss and tree agate. I also really love the moss agate. I do not have a tree agate, and I would like to get one. I actually haven't heard of that. Oh no. Okay, I need a moment because one of my software stopped working. All right, so it looks like purple is the winner. Thank you to everyone who voted. 84 voters. Thank you so much. I need just a moment to fix my problem with software. I feel like it's always something. In the live stream, it always seems like there's some kind of hiccup going on. I feel like that's how life is sometimes. Oh, Fatima, I knew I was missing something. All right, I just fixed my software problem. Fatima, thank you so much for your request. I've got you for a visualization. All right, let's do our request first. I like to prioritize requests since you are investing in that. And then we'll get to our purple crystal. All right, my friends. Coming up next, we have a request from our friend Fatima for a Reiki guided visualization. It's okay. I already said I would do it, so let's do it. Give me just a moment to sit with that. We'll see what comes to mind and we'll get started. All right. So I had a visual come to mind. It was of this like octagonal room. And there's someone who's moving through that shapely space. And the word that came to mind is diagonal. So almost this image of sort of walking in another direction, moving in another direction, and cutting across the landscape in a way like trailing your own path or cutting your own way through a shape that's very detailed and specific, then sort of moving diagonally through it. I hope that makes sense. Let's go ahead and use that as the visualization to guide this Reiki. I'd like you to imagine a well-worn space, a path that's been walked upon by many, moving in a similar direction, in a similar way. Good. This well-worn path moves in a particular direction, taking you to particular places, familiar and safe and expected. Imagine the sensation now as you place one of your feet just outside of that well-worn path, where that path is soft and muddy and imprinted with the shapes of many feet. The ground outside of that path is fresh and vibrant with new grass. Good. You place one foot outside of that well-worn path now. A bare foot, the toes touching the earth that feels new. A sensation different from what you have felt before. Soft tendrils of grass move between your toes. With the sensation of something new and fresh. Imagine now placing your other foot, stepping fully outside of that well-worn path. Both feet now standing outside of that common space, as you begin to look beyond the shapes made before you. Good. Both feet now. Experiencing that fresh new terrain underfoot. And with it comes the sensation of forward momentum. As your feet, as your toes are tickled by this new terrain, the urge arises within you to run. And so you do, as you kick up your heels. A momentum drives you forward. As you cut across diagonally, stepping out from the path and cutting a new one. Nice guy. A new and unique way forward. Inspired by the joy that you feel and the curiosity of trying something new without fear. From a bird's eye view, you can see the common path, well worn, securely formed into the terrain. From a bird's eye view, you can see that diagonal line where the grasses have been bent slightly. As you run across, trailing a new path. Good for you. I love that energy so much. So inspiring. Thank you so much for your request for a Reiki visualization. I hope that imagery stays with you and inspires you. I know it definitely did for me. All right, my friends, coming up next is our last experience for the session. It is a purple crystal based on your votes. I'm going to go ahead and take down the micro experiences for today. And I'm also going to close my regular requests as well. All right, let me go ahead and decide which purple crystal I'd like to use. I'm actually not sure if I have a purple crystal other than amethyst. I'd be curious to find out. Give me just a moment. Thank you so much, Nana, for the hand heart. right. I do actually have a couple crystals other than amethyst that are purple. And I kind of wanted to use the amethyst, but then I saw the lepidolite and I definitely want to use that. So let me get that ready and we'll get started with some lepidolite as our last Reiki experience for the session. All right. Does anybody own a specimen of lepidolites? Let me know in the chat with a purple heart if you have a specimen of lepidolite that you use. This is mine right here. You do ash. You do jade. Trista as well. Amiran, you do. Oh, good. You want to get one, Rebecca. It's an amazing crystal to have if you struggle with any kind of PTSD of the heart. Lepidolite naturally has anti-anxiety and anti-panic properties in it. And oftentimes when I use lepidolite, I like to take us on a visual journey of a night sky or a night cloak of stars. That's usually the imagery that comes to mind if we're doing a crystal healing. Lepidolite is a lot like a cape full of stars in a midnight sky. And you can imagine the comfort of wrapping that cape over your shoulders. Lepidolite stays with you in the darkness. It helps to make the dark spaces seem beautiful and bearable. You can see that lepidolite itself looks like a cape of a starry sky at dusk. And lepidolite is an energy of great comfort for those who have PTSD in the heart space. Any kind of grief, any kinds of heartbreak or anger, any experiences that have been absorbed into the heart, that rest in the dark corners of the house of the heart. Lepidolite isn't a crystal that tries to bring a sunny day. You know, some crystals might try to take you from a dark space and bring you into the sun. Lepidolite is not that. Lepidolite is the energy that sits with you, by your side, knee to knee, in the dark spaces, opening a canopy of starlit night above you, helping you navigate the darkness without fear, instead with a friend that understands dark things. As we move lepidolite through the emotional energy body engages. And that's okay. We always take our time with the heart. Well, that concludes our Reiki session for today. I wanted to thank you all for spending this time with me. I really appreciate your kind comments in the chat. Appreciate your support in so many ways, with gifts, with tapping, with comments, with requests, with follows, and with heart me's. Thank you so much for all of that. Appreciate it so much. And it's so encouraging for continuing this work. I'm happy to stick around if you have any questions or if you wanted to chat about anything before I go. I do stream at random, so please do make sure you follow if you'd like to get a notification for the next live stream. Yes, you can get certified in Reiki. They do have Reiki schools. You can also learn from a Reiki master. There are online programs, there are in-person programs, there are all kinds. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Appreciate that. Yes, Jade, I do. I do encourage you to learn about crystals intuitively and also traditionally by educating yourself through books or through the internet even. I like to say that it's always good to start with your intuition and your own experience. And then I tend to look for ways that support or bolster my own inner knowing and seeing where that takes me in my education of crystals. Let me get to each of your questions here. I'm just going to scroll back. Let me see. Thanks, Mercedes. That's so sweet. Yes, I do practice Reiki in person as a business. Yes, I do, Mia. Thank you so much. Yes, Carol, crystal cleansing. So different crystals have different properties, and some crystals bend much more toward the cleansing function than others. In fact, some crystals aren't really cleansing at all, while others are very cleansing. Almost always, the look of a crystal can tell you a lot about its function. For example, the work that we just did with lepidolite, you can see how its appearance... Jasmine, thank you for the confetti. You can see how its appearance really does signal some of its properties. That's not true all the time, but it is true a lot of the time. When it comes to cleansing crystals, you want to think about, if you're not familiar with them, think about how they look and how they feel when you work with them. Oftentimes something clear. This is a milky crystal. This is selenite. This is a wonderful crystal for cleansing. It's one of the hallmark crystals for cleansing. So is clear quartz. However, smoky quartz can also be good, and that doesn't look clear at all, right? It is quartz, though. Quartz tends to be good for clearing and clarifying. So those are the go-tos. From there, a little research never hurts. Also, some handling, some experimentation can help you. We are all individual healers, self-healers, and crystals are also individual specimens. So even though a clear quartz is good for clearing and cleansing, different specimens are going to feel differently to you. So it's a good idea to experiment a bit with those and see how they suit you as a self-healer. So Green Dot, I do go live randomly. I know that I stream ASMR now during the days again. I'm hoping to go live tomorrow, but I never can tell. Thank you so much, Mia. Thanks for that. So I'm just going through your questions. Thank you so much for your questions. Tay, how did I get into this line of work and how long have I been practicing? I have always been interested in Reiki since I was introduced to it. I must have been, let me think now. I must have been in my 30s, at least. I must have been in my 30s when I was introduced to the idea of Reiki. And through the years, I became increasingly interested. My mother actually began to study Reiki and eventually became a Reiki master. And I noticed how it was affecting her in her life, bringing her a sense of purpose and bringing her a sense that she had something special that really lit her up. And that encouraged me. So those are a couple of the ways that I started my own practice. Oh, thanks, Ash. Yes, I do have a Reiki Academy. If you are interested in learning more about Reiki and crystal healing and smoke cleansing and all kinds of things, I am making videos now for subscribers. If you're interested in my sub-only videos, please do check out my subscription and see. It's a community. It's not a certification course, although I am working on a certification course, many different courses. This is just chit-chat about Reiki and self-healing and all kinds of metaphysical things. All right. Just reading through your comments here. Oh, Rose, question about the archetype cards. Let me grab those. This is one of my oldest deck of cards that I ever bought, or that I still own as an adult. When it comes to working with any kind of cards, something that I recommend that you do, that anyone does, is to, what's the word I'm looking for? Is to integrate the card's energies with your energies. And I know that sounds kind of woo-woo, and it is, right? This idea of opening to the cards. I know the cards aren't right real. That's the wrong word, but they're not like you would open and be vulnerable with a person. We think of a person as being real. We don't really think of cards that way. However, the cards can be an instrument of intuition. That's how they work for me, I feel, because I am willing to bring that vulnerability, that openness to the message that the card wants to bring. And so in that way, I feel like it's connected to my intuition when I utilize them. So that would be one thing that I do. In terms of knowing the card, like some people are amazing at tarot. I do tarot for myself, but I don't do tarot for other people because I think I don't have the confidence to do that. I use oracle cards with other people because I feel like in that way I can run with my own intuition a little bit more, which I really like. I think it's a good idea to work with different decks and see which resonate with you the most. The same is true with the archetype cards. Working with them is one of the best ways to know how to utilize them best and if they work for you. Fatima, is there anything energetically special about the type of feathers you use? I would not say so. This feather is a shamanic tool. And I think that what makes something a particular type of tool is the infusion that it carries of energy. And you can infuse anything with energy. That's one of the hallmarks of Reiki healing, is that you can infuse, for example, your bath water or the water that you're drinking with Reiki energy. And you can infuse your fan with Reiki energy. Make it into something really special. And what does that mean, to infuse something with Reiki? You infuse it with your intention, with your vulnerability, with your openness. And you begin to believe that those things are, I want to say magical, but that's not what Reiki is. Reiki isn't magic, but that's the word that comes to mind. I think there's a lot of power behind beliefs of any kind, both negative, positive, neutral. Beliefs color a lot of our world. And, right, I think it's important to infuse your beliefs into certain things to make them come alive for you, to make them work for you in a way that feels good. Oh my goodness. Thanks, Red. Appreciate that. Of course. Kayla, has Reiki improved my life personally? I think so. I think that this concept of improving a life, it can get a little bit muddy for me. I'm a metaphysical thinker. We all have different ways of thinking. I have found that I am a metaphysical thinker, and I'm a very abstract thinker. So when I think about something like the concept of improving my life, my mind begins to wander and it begins to charge ahead like a stallion. And I begin to think like, what does that even mean? What does it even mean to have an improved life, right? Then you start to get to questions like, well, are you judging that by like happiness? Are you judging it by peace? Are you judging it by like fulfillment, achievement? Like there's so many things. Is it how you deal with pain or process pain? So you can see how I get bogged down immediately. But I would say, yeah, I would say yes. And I would say, but not Reiki alone, right? Many things. For me, what has improved my life the most would be this one concept that I talk about a lot, which is allowing. I cannot tell you how much the action of allowing has helped me in life, in pretty much every facet of it. And it has not always been easy. In fact, much of the time it's been really challenging to allow. Allowing things, allowing motion, allowing sensation, allowing moods, allowing what I feel, allowing what I sensate, allowing what I intuit, allowing what I experience to affect me. That has been hard, but has been really healing. And it's given me a lot of tools that I think have assisted me in feeling like I have a better life now than I did when I was younger. You did, Amir, and that's amazing. I did not know that. Oh, I love that. Good. Yes, you can accept Reiki through a screen. You can accept Reiki through time and space. Remember that Reiki is energy healing. And what that means is that it is energy. And what that means is that we have to consider what energy is to understand what Reiki is. Energy, quantumly, is most closely associated with how we think of Reiki. However, if you study quantum physics, for example, you know that even what energy is becomes incredibly complicated. One thing we do know is that it's always changing. Energy is shifting. The nature of energy seems to be change and movement. And Reiki can be accepted and experienced through any medium, whether it's touch in person, hovering hands, through energetic transmission through a television screen or a phone. Hold on. It can be received 3,000 years from now when you're ready to receive it, right? It transcends time and space just as energy does. And we understand Reiki energy in the same ways that we understand energy in our universe, right? And we laugh when we say that, because how much do we understand it? It's perplexing and intriguing and always evolving as we learn more, or as we change our views, or as we have new technologies. Those concepts of energy are always shifting, and it seems suitable because energy itself, the nature of it, is change. And you use different decks for different seasons of life. That's so funny you say that, because I actually had one out today called an Ostara deck, which is for the spring, and especially for like Easter time, which is coming up. And I almost used that today. So yes, I hear you. Perfect. All right, I think that's everything. Well, thank you so much for joining me, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for your questions. Take good care.